Frampers content here, y'all. aka Jim J, aka Jalen, aka the best in the business. I'm here talking about the first topic. Is Jalen Hurts a top five quarterback, which we believe he is. He's the only one that's considered the top that won the Super Bowl besides Patrick Mahomes. So we're gonna get into that. Yeah, we've been having this debate. They was having that debate all year about if Jalen Hurts was the top five quarterback. The man made it to two Super Bowls. He's an all pro, two-time Pro Bowl. What else? What else he need to do? And he won the Super Bowl. They go, oh, he got a super team. Any team that goes to the Super Bowl is a good team. You can't be a terrible team and go to the Super Bowl. That don't even make sense. How are you doing that? Dude, doesn't make sense. You can't be a trash team. Every time Super Bowl, every time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, they always had a top five defense. That was the difference. Them having the top five defense. Last year they had the top five defense. They went to the Super Bowl. When they didn't have a top five defense, they would one and done in the playoffs. Yeah, and that was the biggest difference. That's been the biggest difference. Yeah, because the Eagles, when you get the Eagles, had all types of adversity going into that season. They didn't know whether the defense was going to be good enough. They had a lot of young players. They still got a lot of young players, but they got a formula now that works. People was questioning Jalen Hurts because he was being more of a game manager, which I never thought he would. I thought he played with did what he was supposed to do. I thought he did what he was supposed to do. He handled business. He did what exactly what he's supposed to do. So he did exactly what he's supposed to do. So he made the right plays when he's supposed to. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He handled business, and he really did what he needed to do. He did the right plays and the right, and Jalen Hurts did what he needed to do. Good, y'all. Yeah, stuff right. Yeah, he did. He did. He did what he needed to do. Did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do. But he didn't even need to do. He handled business. He made the right plays at the right time. He did a lot of stuff that contributed to the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. But people ain't gonna tell you that. They just gonna tell you the goofy stuff. They ain't gonna tell you that. They gonna tell you the goofy stuff. But they ain't gonna tell you how he got there and his stats. And they keep talking about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow better than Jalen Hurts. Joe Burrow never won the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow only been to the Super Bowl one time, and they got blown out when he went. You know he had. I said Joe Burrow got two really good wide receivers and a good tight end. What was his excuse? When he had the top five defense, he still didn't win. But y'all call him all world because that 1 year, 3 4 years ago. 4 years ago, he had Super Bowl appearance 4 years ago. In his rookie year, yes. Yeah, I just had to move that stuff out the way. But yeah, he had one. Yeah, Joe Burrow had one Super Bowl appearance a long time ago, but people wanted to remember that. But I said if Jalen Hurts ain't in your top five, that don't make no sense. You got, of course, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but right after that is Jalen Hurts, then Lamar, then Josh Allen, and then Joe Burrow. If you want to put him, it's Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and then everybody else. That's what. But that's what they keep. That's that's what I thought about the my top five. I said Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and then Joe Burrow. You want to put the whole Joe Burrow in there, but we gonna get to the next topic. Back on Eagles training camp coming soon. It's July. It's dog days of summer. They getting everybody in shape. We got all the new acquisitions for the draft, and we can see who's gonna make the roster in August or September. See who gonna merge. But the Eagles still gonna have to have a have a lot to contend. They're gonna have a lot to contend with. They gonna see who's gonna be the stars of the defense. Who's gonna step up besides the, the people that started last year, or the people like like Nolan Smith. You got Jalen Hunt. You gonna see who's gonna be the key reserves. You got like APR. That was my favorite pick in the draft of this year. APR. But you gotta see who else step up. See McCool win the starting job. You gotta see who else win. But you gotta see who else winning. But this is my closing thoughts though. But I still pick the Eagles going 14-3 throughout through the season. But they don't win the division, it's gonna be a failure of a season. They at least gotta win the division. They win the division and get a bye or get the top two seeds, they gonna go back to the Super Bowl. And I believe they're gonna have a top five defense again. But you gotta see who's gonna step up in the reserve rooms. You gotta see who's gonna step up in the reserve room. So this is the Crown Prince of commentating. Don't forget to click and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.